House Oversight Committee quickly announcing a hearing on July 22nd with Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle to find out just how someone was able to get onto a roof with an AR-15 130 yards from a presidential candidate and a former president.
I have no idea how this woman still has a job. The Biden administration, they don't ever fire anyone.
Nope.
But it's just, and we say this every time something goes wrong, it's like anybody else is president, this woman no longer has her job. She wanted 30% of the Secret Service to be female by 2030. I think that will be put on hold indefinitely now. We are joined for more on this by Kentucky Congressman and Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer. Congressman, great to have you on this morning. So take us through what you want to get out of this hearing next week.
Well, first of all, everyone deserves due process. So she's going to have due process. We're going to reserve judgment until Monday, but we have the same questions that every American has. How was this shooter allowed to get on the roof, especially when they were noticed by many people? What took so long for the sniper to finally take the shooter out? Did someone, in fact, refuse to give the sniper orders to pull the trigger? Why were drones not used? Drones are used in everything. But for whatever reason, there were no drones in use on this. Why was someone not scoping out the area and looking at the high points? I mean, all the same questions that everyone has. So we're concerned about the DEI. When you look on the website of the Secret Service, instead of talking about how great the Secret Service is, how they're protecting the president and the presidential candidates, they talk about their goal to hire more women and things like that, which is noble, but that doesn't reassure us of the security failures in this incident. So we have a lot of questions for her. By Monday, July 22nd, she will have had plenty of time to answer those questions. We need to know, who is responsible for this failure, and next we need to know, is the problem going to be solved in the future? We need the utmost security for President Joe Biden, for future President Donald Trump, and I believe for Robert F. Kennedy as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we know that there are multiple investigations underway into exactly what happened and what went wrong here. If those investigations show that the Secret Service is at fault at the top of this, do you think that she should just step aside?
Of course. If negligence is proven in this hearing, then people need to be held accountable. And you said it earlier, no one is ever held accountable in the Biden administration. That's a frustration that I share with many conservatives around America. No one is ever held accountable in this administration. And we've already seen situations where in many cabinets, this administration is more focused on checking diversity boxes than they are in hiring the best people. And when people make mistakes in the private sector, the government employees always talk about the private sector. Anytime they want to justify working from home or not coming to work, they say, well, this is the way the private sector works. But in the private sector, if you don't do a good job, you lose your job. And unfortunately, that's not the way it is in the Biden administration. So we fully expect, first of all, to get answers. And secondly, we want to hold people accountable, because there was a huge failure of confidence, a huge failure of integrity and leadership in what we saw in protecting the former president. And from other reports, it seems like they were farming out a lot of this. There was a lot of dependence, it appears to me, on local police. We believe there were contractors that the Secret Service was using. We want to know if this is common practice and if they were having a different business model for Donald Trump.